4, 3, 2, 1. Unmute me. There we go. Hello. Welcome. We have the revival or the continuation of Ken Stout's mother's computer. We're still working with it. How about that? So Ken and I are currently working on getting my remote connection to his mom's computer. So you're going to watch us finish that up. So I'm going to unmute Ken and switch the Zoom over. So I've got Ken on his computer and his cell phone. And where are you at with the log me in 123?
I just need the code.
Oh, 555555. That's the number 5.
That's
6.
for log me in?
No, that was for Zoom. Oh, you need the 6-digit code for log me in. 263872. Let's see, what do we have? There's Gary. Okay, so AVDW check. There's the watch. Gary. And Gary, how is the volume for Ken and myself, audio? And I did turn the DVR on, so can you check that and let me know how all that is? So here's...
Watch.
Yeah, I got the watch. So here's getting connected to Ken here. And the picture-in-picture is really weird now. I'll just turn that off. And then remote session. And then... there we got full screen. So do you see the mouse moving on the screen?
See? Right, got the mouse moving.
Okay, and then we've got one of those messages. Turn on your antivirus.
40 of those already.
Yeah.
So every time you log into the internet, and I don't know, it might be Google specific. I haven't tried it on the Edge or not, but it should be both. But it says Google Chrome. So, and I did do a little bit of searching on June 19th at 1:53 in the afternoon. She has 2 instances of higher captcha settle.com. So she clicked on something, but who knows?
Okay, so do we have any need for the cell phone anymore?
Well, no, let me switch back over to my, because you can, if I switch this locally, it's not going to affect you, right? You're still going to be connected to this computer.
Right, you just disconnect from Zoom with the phone and then turn on your audio for the computer.
Right, I'm going to disconnect here. So I'm leaving that. And I unmuted that. And I should be back on my computer, so I will log into Yahoo to watch. Or YouTube. Man.
Okay.
I can't hear you, though. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
I cannot hear you.
You cannot hear me. Unmute your sound on your computer.
I'm unmuted here.
Now you muted your microphone, but your speaker, your audio.
That's weird. Oh, wait a minute. I know what it was. My mistake. My bad.
Yeah, you were thinking of mute as your microphone. So
well, I did both mute. I muted the speakers and the microphone.
Right.
So
you have to do both on one of the devices. So
yeah.
Gary says audio is a little loud, video fine. So Gary, are you saying audio is too loud for both of us?
Audio is too loud for both of us.
Oh, now I'm hearing
yeah, I started YouTube, so I muted the YouTube, so I should be able to go. Okay, we're good. Can you hear me still?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good, we're good then. Good to go.
All right. And let's see, Gary did hear the echo, but I think it's gone now. And Gary says video small on right side. I'm not sure what that means. Now, how is this happening? Go here and back to Zoom. That works. And then here. All right, a little slow start here. Showing 10, 11 concurrent viewers. And I've got your mom's screen on the on deck and our picture-in-picture.
Yep.
So I've got something else set up that's kind of new for us to try. I've done a little accumulating of the comments that were made on the videos about what else we should do in this. And so I'd like to go spend a little time with that. So you'll be seeing that through YouTube.
Right.
And to bring this up, this is going to be an interesting thing. Okay, so I'm going to punch over to my computer number 3. And it's showing the YouTube video. And that's going to go screen and picture, but I'm scrolling down on the video. I've got a document here that we can work with for people in the chat room. When you scroll down below the video into the description of the video, there's this document that I have linked. Actually, it's a folder. It's a Google Drive folder. Surprise, surprise that I would do a Google Drive shared link.
Yeah.
So anyone in the chat, or maybe even watching the video on replay, you can click on that link, and that link is configured for anyone with the link to be able to open these files and make comments in them. So there's 2 files in that folder. This folder, called LWTDB shared folder, is what that link is shared for. So there's nothing else on my Google Drive that's shared this way. So if you click on the one called Ken Stout Troubleshooting, double click on it, that's going to open that. And then come back to the original tab. I'm going to click up here in this tab to get back to that, and then double click on the other one that's called Ken Stout To-Do List. And what I'm going to try doing here is developing a to-do list for what we want to yet do with this computer. So anybody can make comments in here, and they show up with a different colored line, I think, and somehow identify who you are. I'm not sure if this is going to be worthy of doing or not, but I thought it'd be fun to try it. So coming over here to the troubleshooting page, and this thing's about grammar suggestions, I'm just going to click Got It to get that out of the way. So this document has got a header at the top, some of the notes from video comments. So I did a copy and paste basically from each of the 3 videos that we've already done of the comments section, and pasted them as text only, and then edited out the ones that I didn't think really contained anything more for us to do, and some things that I want to go over here. So I see a note here. You can see it on my screen over the YouTube. Gary Wiesenberger has experimented around in there. It looks like he typed the number 11 down here next to Ada's name, and that's absolutely fine. Go ahead and experiment, find your way around. So this part right up here that I'm highlighting, Ken Stout Troubleshooting Challenge Part 3. So these comments below that were taken from Part 3. That was the video titled Part 3. And then this one down here, Ken Stout Troubleshooting Challenge Part 2. Those items down there were from that. So then there's down here, these are from the first video. So I think it can be useful for me to go over these to give a little focus on what I have in mind, and also kind of get some other points out on the table that I think are important that kind of came out through the comments. So this, at the top, it would be the most recent comment. To go down to the comments from the first video, that's going to give us more of a timeline that came through with these comments. And I think I'll go ahead and do it that way. So this is going from longer ago in history. The first part in the part 1. So Mr. Fun Seeker, I would remove the drive sort of and scan the drive using different PC as the master just to eliminate if a virus is a question. If it's not a virus issue, then I would reinstall the operating system. So that's clearly one of the things that we have in mind doing. So I'm going to click back over to this to-do list and say, okay, so that's remove drive, connect to another computer.
Can that be done through a docking station?
Do full scan. Yes.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. So I'm not saying that's the first thing we're going to do. In fact, I'm really convinced I don't want to do that as the first thing, and I'll get to why later. So let me get to the end of that line, press the enter key. Oh, looks like it's not going to do a number 2 for me. Okay, so then coming back to the original. From Aaron, it's been years since I've seen this issue, but I believe the cause could be the infection, could be a rootkit. Also, it may need to be removed outside Windows environment, something like Linux Live. Okay. Well, I'm not going to get into Linux because I'm not a Linux person, and I want to find solutions within Windows. But he's also, I think they're basically implying remove the drive and scan it from another computer. But certainly, a person who is literate or capable with Linux, that would be a good option. Ada Rivera, I would download the knowledge base updates on another computer. So the updates that would be specifically the updates for Windows Defender, because that's what's failing. On another computer, install them manually, see if that solves the problem. If that fails, we'll try to remove the virus with emergency tools, but that almost always leaves something lurking around or something broken, as we've seen already. Yes, we have. So restoring the machine to its factory settings, if that option is available, reinstall Windows from scratch always works. So the thing I want to capture out of that is manually install Defender updates. Another piece out of that, oh, now it's doing the numbering for me. Wonderful. See if that's also, if that fails, emergency tools. Okay, we'll get to another place of emergency tools, so I'm not going to write that down right now. And restore to factory settings, reinstall Windows, and that comes up a few times. Restore to factory settings, keeping files, and reinstall Windows. From George, my recommendation would be to run MCSoft Emergency Kit. This one I'm really interested in going to because MCSoft has really been making great contributions in the field of virus investigations and ransomware and so on. So I just did a copy and paste for that one. If that doesn't resolve the Defender issue, I'd suspect corruption in the operating system files. Use recovery option to reset keeping data files. Make an image disk before doing that. I don't think the system would ever be running right without Windows 10 reinstall. Yeah, so even if we succeed in fixing this computer with any of these options, it would be hard to trust it in the future. Now, a point to make here is we don't care.
Right.
Ken, why don't we have you tell them what you have given your mother and what the status is about this computer? Do we care about it?
No, we do not care about it.
So you've given her another computer.
Right. I bought a computer many years ago, and it was a Gateway. It was a good computer. Still is a good computer. I took my old drive out, put a new drive in that I had laying around, installed Windows 10 on it, took it over to her, got everything up, got her 3 things she needs to link into, which is her bank, the library, and the weather. She's 83, priorities. The only thing I didn't do is I still can't get her bookmarks, which I know are on that computer because I found them, but I don't know how to get them off that computer and over to her. That's where that stands. Now, there is a possible status change in that my sister wants this computer back because she thinks she can put Norton on and it'll solve all its problems. But I told her the decision is my mom's. Whatever mom says she wants to do, that's what I'll abide by.
Okay.
So that's where we stand. But
Okay.
no, I don't care. If we end up frying this, smoke starts rolling and everything, sorry, it's no longer functional.
Okay.
You know?
So my real interest in this is just trying to find a way to fix this particular problem, and experiencing tools for fixing problems. The task of fixing problems since Windows 10 has been far less successful than with Windows 7. And I don't think that's because things were easier to fix in Windows 7. I think it's because less troubles occur with Windows 10. Has been my experience. I'm going to get to some other subject matter on that piece here a little bit, so I'll do it.
Well, I noticed you did a thing with Lee, and I guess his dad's basically having the same basic problem. And he said it was activated with the organization control. It's kind of hard to follow, but that's what I got out of that. I watched that last night, so it sounds to me like this has happened more than once.
With Lee, you said.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to move my mouse, but talking tech with Lee Chambers, maybe I can't see.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, I at the moment I don't remember the specifics of that, so I'm going to make a note to myself to review that, because I did think there was someone else recently that had a similar situation. And the things that we went through on your mother's computer in regards to group policy editor, I'm sure I did not do that with Lee, because I didn't know how to do that then. That was one of the things that I have learned during this experience, and we have a little more to do with that, and we'll get to that here in a moment, what that is. Okay, so continuing on here. So do I need to add anything more? Reset, we already talked about that. Yeah, we got through all that pretty well. Katrina Ireland, she does a comment in this video and on one of the others, and this one I think has more in it. And she's saying this before she saw the video where we did group policy editor. So she's saying install group policy editor for Windows 10 from reliable website, run and check if Windows Defender policies are configured. If so, click non-configured. So we've done that. Run reg edit. So there was also that section that we did. Check to see what services are turned on and off. We did not do this piece. And she attempted to post a link, but didn't have rights to at that point. So I'm going to copy this one over. So that could imply as simple as Windows Update Service. Now, she says check to see what services are turned on and off. Well, there's a lot of services, and a lot of them are routinely turned off. So, but basically, I think the point there is to check for Windows Defender service and see if we can accomplish anything with it. I kind of doubt it. Malware adware scan from external drive, such as USB or portable app. Running it from an external drive. Well, I like better what we were talking about, removing the drive and connecting it to another computer. Just connecting a USB thumb drive. Well, the portable app. Okay, well, we are talking about doing that, actually. MC Soft Emergency Kit is basically an online scanner. It's not running it from a USB, but I think that's not significant. Host file for redirect. That was interesting. I think that's kind of a remote possibility, but it's so easy to check that we'll do that. Check for installed, uninstalled programs between June 9th to 20th. I think we did that to see if anything was installed between those dates. And we have more information about that anyway. And that, well, but that was included in the third video. She hadn't seen that at the time of this comment. I think this comment doesn't exist in her next comment. Oh yeah, Katrina, sounds like female. Update all drivers to newest version. We didn't do that or consider that. That would not be very high on my list of likely causes for what we're experiencing, but I'll go ahead and put that on the to-do list. And we may or may not pursue it. Close all background apps, open applications other than presently active. I don't remember that we tried doing a safe boot with networking support to see if we could get Windows Defender to operate. Do you?
No, I don't think we did.
Yeah. Update all store apps. This also I'm skeptical of, and I'd say she's just being thorough with that. Restart Windows installer. Open. If no go, use other ideas from research on subject matter. Windows installer. Well, that would be in services, I'm thinking. It's not much detail in that, but I'll add it to the list so it stays on our radar. Restore computer to previous state. System restore is turned on. We've done that, and she didn't know that then. If
So
no
let me-
solutions. Okay.
Let me jump in here at
Yeah.
that point. You know how we restored it back to May 28th?
Yeah.
And then on that Saturday, when I went back over to take my computer, I had to give it one more shot. So I tried to reinstall Windows over Windows like you suggested,
All right.
like video number one. Went through the whole process, and then like the picture, like the video, I can't remember if I sent you a video or picture, but it was unable to do it. When it reverted back to 2004 version, there are no restore points anymore. They're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's normal, but they're gone.
Yeah. So yeah, if you install, or even I guess even an attempt to install Windows on top of Windows, that removed your restore points.
Yes. it
Yeah,
did.
I can't say that I knew it would do that. So you tried to install what 20H2 or 21H1 on top
21H1, yeah.
21H1. You tried to install that on top of the existing installation at that time was also 21H1, I think. No, 2004. 2004,
Right.
because we did the system restore and I went back to that.
Right.
So, but the 2004, did you look to see if there were any system restore points at that point? Because I think they were gone then.
There were none.
Yeah. So when you then tried to install 21H1 on top of that, of course, the restore points are still gone. We lost the restore points when we restored to the oldest restore point that was available. That restore point didn't have any restores
Right.
stored. Now, then something else that I thought of subsequent to video number 3 is that you said that super anti-spyware and Malwarebytes was there by virtue of doing the system restore, but I don't think a system restore fully restores the installation of those programs. Because you said they wouldn't run.
I didn't try to run them or not. They show up on the icons. I don't know if they'll work or not. I didn't. Again, I kind of lost interest after a discussion
Right.
I had. So I wanted to do this because I'm like you. I really want to find out how. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know how it happened. June 19th, 1:53 in the afternoon, she clicked on something because it goes right to that higher captcha -settle.com. I don't know
Okay.
what she clicked on because the one below it is a Google search for someone off of Newsmax, and I'm sure that's not it.
Now,
So-
as far as what she clicked on, she may very well have clicked on something that didn't have any apparent reason to look like a bad thing, because the criminal influences on the internet can compromise websites, so that if somebody does a Google search for basket weaving, flower arrangements, whatever she's interested in, and she clicks on a search result in there, and that goes to a website that's been infected, just having that website come visible could have caused that image capture thing to be there without her, and then weeks later you ask her, what did you click on? Well, she's not going to remember everything in the Google search that she clicked on. So
Right. No.
yeah,
No, clicking's a trigger with her. So I ask once. If I don't get a decent answer, I just let it go because she's a little bit older, and it's not that important that we know exactly what you clicked on.
Yeah, and you don't want to get her too afraid of clicking. No. The thing that's probably the best service to an elderly parent is just to be sure anything important is somehow backed up somewhere. So that if they click on something and cause a problem, that it can be recovered from. Okay, so going back to these notes. Let's see. So I scrolled up to the challenge part 2 from Ada Rivera. Doug, since I see that when you tried to download updates gives an error, just make sure those requests aren't being redirected to another IP. Check the host file. I think I already copied that instruction over here on our to-do list. Yes, right there. So that was just another. Now Ada says, I have seen this kind of redirections from malware infections. It's quick and easy to do, so we'll check on that. Katrina Ireland. So this is her other write-up. It has fewer items on it. I don't think it has anything that the first write-up didn't have. So she's saying policy editor. We already dealt with that. Check if Microsoft Defender disabled. Delete those keys. Yeah, so we did all of that. Services turn on or off, malware adware scan, host file, and checking. Yeah, so those are things that she had already put. And then David Nation Sr., he says I get rid of it by doing a new Windows install. And I mainly kept this in here because I want to emphasize that what we're doing, the effort that we're putting in this is completely unreasonable and uncalled for.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not a smart idea. I still have this fantasy holdout that we may find some what's the word I'm looking for? Not golden goblet.
Solution.
Yeah. Okay, just be straight about it. Solution. Holy Grail, I guess, is the term that I was looking for to solve problems, because over and over and over I have put unreasonable amounts of effort into trying to fix Windows 10 problems, and when they get past a certain amount of time, the likelihood of fixing it just diminishes drastically. My influence, I don't have his, I used to have a poster up there. My influence is Thomas Edison with the light bulb. The 1,000 ways that a light bulb won't work. So he was questioned about it. Does it upset you that you failed so many times? He said, no, not at all. I just found 1,000 ways that a light bulb won't work. And then he found the way that does work.
Nope.
If we were able to find a way that works in these kind of troubling situations, then that would be wonderful news, particularly for the work that I do, because I often am dealing with this on a computer that's got a whole bunch of programs installed on it, and doing a wipe and reload isn't as quick and easy as a lot of home users and technical people find that it is for them. They can do a wipe and reload and it's no big trauma. And particularly if you're dealing with somebody that has not backed up and doesn't have any source of backup or online storage. So let me go on here before I get to this next comment, because it's included in my notes. Then let's see, this that gets us back to the first video. So scrolling up here to the last video from Wintermute, Group Policy Editor, need to look at this setting too. So he is giving us something in Group Policy Editor that we did not look at. So I want to go look at that. Comp, admin templates. So let's take, there's a hide the virus. So this is all of that comment. So I'll come over here and grab this. You know what? I haven't looked in chat in a long, long time. Turn my attention to that in just a moment here. Let me finish these two pieces from Wintermute so I get them in here. Alternatively, look here. Oh, and this is good. He tells it all templates to see everything in one big sortable list, so we can sort by the configured, not configured. That would be really useful because I didn't know how to do that. So grateful to Wintermute for that. Come on, backspace over that. Are you laughing at a chat?
I'm laughing at Blackwatch.
All right, so I'll go get caught up on chat now.
The comic genius of Blackwatch.
Yeah. Comic stylings. Let's do that from my computer number 2 so I'm not turned away. I'm going to pop out chat and I'll bring it up over here. I think this will bring both of us and show the chat window. Video's running in the background and doing all that picture-in-picture stuff now. I'll get rid of that by doing this. Scroll up. Okay, hello from Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Gary. Sound, echo and okay. Darren, hi. Ken, what part of Vegas? Jeff, a couple miles from McCarran. Dan the man, hi. William, hi. Would start Windows safe mode, see if the issue is still there. If not, I would do a rootkit scan and download a rootkit scanning program that run in safe mode. All good stuff there. So I'm gonna, on computer number 3, go copy that to our list, although I think we have some of that already. And there. Okay, so that's in. Beatringer, hi, good to see you. Gary, what all is not working and what is the motherboard? Now let's see. I think Ken, didn't you tell me that you installed another hard drive and installed Windows on it and it works fine?
Well, what I did was, I don't know what the delay is. That came out of the computer I gave my mom. That's my drive.
Okay.
Just I took it out, plugged it in, fired it up. It started with no issues. Went on the internet. I didn't have any pop-ups. We were good to go.
Windows Defender works.
Windows Defender worked. Everything was hunky-dory.
Okay.
Peachy
So
Danny, whatever you want to call it.
So that tells me we don't have a problem with hardware.
Right. Put her drive back in, and as you heard a while ago, it's still done.
Yeah, okay. So then Wintermute's asking about what browser the bookmarks are in. Your answer, Google Chrome. Okay, so the user tips video I did a couple days ago, did that not get you the solution?
Yes and no. I watched
All right.
it too late at night and forgot everything. I just got to go back and watch it.
Well, no, we can just go ahead and do it because it's quick and easy for us to do. So I'm going to add that to our list of to-do things. Okay, then Gateway, at least 13 years old. Wintermute, good question. He's asking about the bookmarks. 2007, we bought the Gateway, bookmarks Google Chrome. When she logged in the replacement computer, they were not there. Bookmarks, favorites export to HTML. Yes. Beatringer, EEK. MCSoft Emergency Kit would be EEK. Runs from extracted folder. Perhaps you're thinking of ESET Online Scanner. I am familiar with ESET Online Scanner, and I have done that. I don't think I have done the MCSoft Emergency Kit, so I'm interested very much in doing that. So I guess I think he's specifying. Yeah, he is explaining that it's not an online scanner, because you download it and run it from an extracted folder. And somehow I just have a higher confidence level in MCSoft, I guess, and this emergency kit, then I do the online scanner. It just seems like the online scanner would be less capable of catching things, but I don't know. How to import, export bookmarks in Chrome. He's given a link for that. William, sometimes when you hit no on add or pop up, it still equals yes. Just click. Yeah, particularly if they have the buttons to click on. They're asking you to do something. They have a button to click on, yes or no, cancel or okay, something like that. A sneaky culprit will program any click within inside that whole window to be affirmative and
Right.
do the bad thing. So it's better to click the X in the upper right corner of the window to close the window, or even to end task on it. If you're looking at something that wants you to click on something, it's best not to click anything inside that display window, because you don't know what it's going to do. When you float the mouse over that button, I think it's unusual that you would be able to see a URL link in the bottom left corner, because those buttons are not actually links. I'm saying that with about, I don't know, 80 to 90% confidence.
Right. Something
Pardon?
I thought about but didn't do is, in looking in her Google history, I almost tempted myself to click on the one entry that showed what that was, just to see where it would go. But then I thought, no, I'm just going to let that sit for now.
Yeah. Actually, I did investigate that URL. Well, I did a Google search for that domain name that was showing up in those pop-ups, and it clearly was a site that was selling their services to criminal elements. But I didn't actually go to the link that was being prompted in those messages, because that could put me on their radar. So anyway,
Right.
here's, let's see. Okay, does clicking X do the same thing? That's you asking to William.
Right.
Clicking X in the upper left corner does not do the same thing as clicking a button inside the window. However, I've never really seen a time when that fails, but I don't have a whole lot of trust in it, because a dialog window, a message window, I think could be programmed to suppress the banner at the top of that window, and then they could design the window to display a fake banner and a fake X. So, but if you float the mouse over it and you see that X kind of highlight, and it's only the X highlighting, I feel pretty comfortable. And I've never come across an occasion that did something other than close the window. Sometimes it depends upon the person who placed the pop-up. Okay, so yeah, he's saying the same thing as me there. Good virus and malware protection is a good thing to have. And I feel that Windows Defender is good virus and malware protection. However, not if it's disabled. Garrity can, Stout it can, yeah. Sorry, all templates should be all settings. Misremembered that. Okay, so there's something in his message that says templates, and it should be settings. Blackwatch, I'm late by 30 minutes again. Doug, please don't hurt me. I promise not to be late again. Just kidding. Okay, so he's just kidding about, not about the don't hurt me part, that he's promising not to be late again.
Right. He's going to be late.
Yeah, he's serious about the request for us to not hurt him, I think. Good to see you, Blackwatch. Carrie Holtzman is a fan of MCSoft. Wonderful. And I need to get, I'm a fan of them as a company because of what I hear of their work through Security Now. I just messed up something there. What I do? Oh, here, I'll bring this back. So I am looking forward to working with MCSoft on this computer. If Malwarebytes is installed, open settings to enable scan for rootkits. By default, it's not enabled. And not somehow that's not surprising. And that's the thing about all the third-party security softwares in my past experiences with them, which is substantially past. It seems a lot of times there's some default settings that you wouldn't be expecting. You got to go turn them on, enable things. Blackwatch, I had an error with Windows Defender update error, a server-side error, IMS fix on the next day, retry. Some worry about that error for no reason. And then Greg Guy, hi Greg, hello Doug and Ken, it's hot here in St. Mary's, Maryland, 93 degrees. Okay, so we're at 140 in chat. I neglected chat for quite a while and just went through all of that in one shot. So I think there's probably some people watching the video now that didn't hear about the Google shared doc that we're working with. So I'm going to go back to computer number 3 and show that. If you go to the video and scroll down to the description of the video, there's this Google Drive folder that is shared. So these two documents that I'm working with, you can actually see them and you can actually make comments in them. So a single click on that link, that opens this folder. Double click on each of these. When the first one you click on, it'll open a new tab, then come back to the first tab and double click on the other one. So then you have these two documents available on your computer and you can make comments in it. So this document are things that I copied from the comments on the actual video, and the 3 videos, and I edited them down, and we've just run through all the way. No, we haven't got through all of that yet, but we've been copying those to this to-do list. So this to-do list started out blank at the beginning of this live stream. So now, continuing here. I think the last thing I had on here would have been browser save on. There's that templates. I think he meant all settings instead of all templates. I think that was his correction. So this here is a response that I gave on one of the videos, and I wanted to read this into the video because I think this is kind of important and it falls in line with what we mentioned earlier, that our work on this is unreasonable. And so what I said here is, in an environment where time is being charged by the hour, there should be a cutoff point where nuke and pave is a forced decision. In working on my clients' computers, I've often gone way beyond that without charging the extra time because I'm trying to learn more and gain skills that may be able to solve more issues before that cutoff is reached. During this adventure, I have learned some new techniques that I didn't already know, and perhaps other people did as well. These videos may help other technicians take comfort in their decision to nuke and pave early because they see the low odds of solving problems like this. I enjoy this endeavor even when not successful. So I wanted to include that because it was pointed out to me, very valid, that it would be a disservice if I were to be encouraging people to go to this extent in trying to solve these problems. And one of the things that I face is I'll come across a computer like for a client's office and it's being difficult, and I've gotten to a point, let's say I'm an hour into it and I really don't know what the solution is, but there is pretty much never a moment that I don't believe this next thing that I'm going to try might solve the problem within 5 minutes from now. And then when it fails, I've got another idea. Oh, this won't take long to do. 5 minutes later, it fails. Oh, well, now wait a minute. Here's another idea. Let's try this. It won't take long. 5 minutes later, it fails. Of course, it's not always 5 minutes, but it's so hard for me to just cut my losses and reformat and start out from scratch. And I have, for most of my clients, I've got checklist of the process to do, and those are so boring to me because it's just do this, then do this, then do this, and then do this, and ay caramba. All right, so that just kind of explains a little bit of my motivation in pursuing this. So that is the end of the notes document. Now coming back to the to-do list, let's start just taking these one at a time and do the ones that are quick, easy hits that we can dispense with. So on computer number 2, I'm going to bring back the remote connection to your mom's computer and just start at the top. So remove drive, connect to another. So I'm going to put in capital letters later because that's a longer thing. Manually install updates later. Restore factory settings. Okay, so if I'm going to be typing the word later so much, I'm going to double click later, Control C copy, and then click here, Control V to paste there. We'll do that later. Okay, reinstall Windows later, if ever. Emergency, MC Sauce emergency kit. Soon, but not now. Check to see which services are turned on. Let's do that now. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't showing that on screen. Only the people that had that document open saw that. So here's those that I just did. Okay, so now coming back to the computer in question. Which services? Okay, so Windows key are services.msc. Everybody has their, oops, I spelled it wrong. Services plural. So I think right click the start button also, does that also access services? Not sure. No, it doesn't. So anyway, everybody has their preferred way of going to it. So the recommendation here is see what services are running and not. Well, there's a whole lot of services here. The only one that I really think of to look at is Windows Defender. So here's Defender Firewall, says that's running. What other Defender items are there in services? I don't know. So the advice was to check and see what services are running and not. But I'm running at a loss of specifically what to look for in regards to Defender. So if somebody's got an answer to that in chat, you can put that in. I'm going to come over here and remind everybody. Well, look at this. We have Windows Security. It's got a green check mark in the system tray. Let's open that. And here it says account protection, no action needed. This is making it look like Windows Defender is working. And then come into here. You're not signed in with a Microsoft account. At this point, on my computers, I get a different response. Now, you are going, Ken, into Windows Defender through a different path. I don't remember what you were doing.
All settings, Windows security, virus and protection.
All settings,
update and security on the
update and security. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
And then
Windows security.
Windows security there. Virus and threat protection. So again, here, this looks like it's okay.
And then there. And then you got to go up there and click the hamburger. You got to click the hamburger on the left, the 3 dots on your other left over here, right there. There you go. Sorry about the military terminology.
What was the military terminology? Hamburger?
Your other left.
Oh, your other left. No, that's an aviation terminology too. So I used to run continuing education seminars for flight instructors, and that was a really common thing. Flight instructor would be up with a pilot doing a biannual flight review, and the flight instructor tells them do a 90 degree turn to the right, and the pilot does a 90 degree turn to the left, and that's where they wind up using do your other right.
Right.
So you have that same thing in military. And the explanation behind it, why? Because we found that flight instructor after flight instructor gets the same experience, but these are competent pilots. And what's happening is the pilots are so focused on trying to do all the other tasks of flying the plane that they miss a very basic, simple thing, such as which way is right and which way is left. Okay, so here's a quick scan. When we click on this is where we see the trouble because it just won't scan.
Nope. BH Ringer says, scroll down to who's protecting me and click on manage providers. I don't think you can even get that far.
Okay, so scroll
it
down.
won't scan.
Scroll down here.
I'm guessing he's just.
Okay, I'll go back and look at the.
Yeah, down there. There it is. I saw it.
Oh, manage providers. Who's
Yep.
protecting me? Manage providers. Oh. Antivirus. Microsoft Defender antivirus. Microsoft Defender antivirus is turned off.
But you can't
This
turn it on.
drop down has nothing else. Windows Firewall is turned on. Web protection, no providers. Okay, so I'm going to show what my computer number 2 displays at that point. So I'll go to settings and Windows security, virus and threat protection, scroll down, manage ransomware protection, manage settings. Oh no, go into. Oh wait a minute, this screen's different than yours.
Is that as far down as you can scroll?
Let's get this back here. So I'm gonna get your computer and my computer, that same window, displayed side by side. So, yeah, this is messy. I know somebody in chat is yelling me right now because I'm just not seeing something very basic. Let's see, security providers, web protection, no, Windows firewall, antivirus. All right, I need to see this bigger. It's just too tiny for me. No providers, web protection. This security providers, so go back one level on virus and threat protection where it does this scan at this screen. Scroll all the way down here to manage providers. Okay, now I'll tab to get back to my computer. So here, if I click on quick scan, my computer starts right away.
Yep.
Manage ransomware protection. See, these choices are different than your on your computer. Now this computer I'm working with is Windows 10 Pro. Yours is Windows 10 Home. Oh, here's
Right.
managed providers. It's over here. Oh, yes. Okay, here's an effect. Watch this. Watch this. Over here is where it says managed providers, but on your screen it was down at the bottom. But if
Right.
if I maximize this window, oh, managed providers is still over here. There's some screens I've seen where when you maximize the window, then you get some of this stuff over here falls in place down at the bottom. Thank you for being consistent. Microsoft Antivirus, Windows Defender is turned on. Okay, so yeah, all we saw there is that it is indeed turned off. Managed provider, who's protecting me? Microsoft Defender antivirus is turned off. Where and why is it turned off? So we have those additional settings to look at in Group Policy Editor that Wintermute gave us. Now we came over here now to refresh everybody about what the symptom is. We look through the services to see what is there, and has anybody given guidance as far as specifically what service to look at? So here's back to chat. Here I have still highlighted the last thing that I looked at, 88 in Illinois. Kids out, my son is Centralia. Cutoff point 20 hours. Oh, cutoff point for how far will you go trying to resolve a problem? He's saying, Gary's saying go at least 20 hours. And that's a joke, everybody. From Ada, hi Doug, and in chat, was watching on my TV. Just wanted to say that clicking any part of a form triggers an event. Nothing guarantees that clicking on a yes or no or the X be okay for malicious sites. And yes, I'll agree with absolutely. Blackwatch, to Greg's 93 degrees, raise you 2. William, sometimes you have to waste time to learn how to solve a problem. May help you in the future. Yes, and that is the presumption that I work from. If I were to look back on how much time that I've wasted and how many problems I have been able to solve quicker by spending those time, I have a real hard time defending it as being profitable. But still, I wouldn't do it any other way, just because I like to learn. Like Thomas Edison, how many ways can you fail to make a light bulb work? Blackwatch, was painting my neighbor's porch railing, stopped after an hour. True. Hello, how is everyone? Hello, Andrew Default. Good to see you. Jeff, I'll see you 95 degrees. Malwarebytes and SAS running real-time protection. Yeah, no, I don't think Malwarebytes on your mom's computer was ever doing real-time protection. I think it only had the free version that only runs on demand.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think so. You said Wintermute, check services for Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection Service. Okay, I'm going to stop right there in chat. And I've got that highlighted, and I'm writing the time increment 149. So that was called Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection. So come down. Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection. I don't see any such animal. Let's look as Defender. Oh, I know another one is Microsoft Defender. I've seen it sometimes as Microsoft Defender. But we'll check for Defender. No. I'm going to click on one of these and type MIC to get quickly to the Microsoft section. Microsoft Defender antivirus says automatic. It does not say running. That seems alarming.
Yes,
okay,
it does.
Let's try right click and start. Windows could not start the Microsoft Defender antivirus service on local computer. The service did not respond to the start control. Okay, so I'm going to go compare that to my computer. Windows key R on my computer, services.msc, and I'm still spelling that wrong. Okay, click on any one of these and then type MIC, KEYMOUSE, and here is Microsoft Defender Antivirus Network Inspection Service running and Antivirus Service running. So they should be running. And we didn't actually find the one that Wintermute was telling us. Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection. So on my computer, Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection Service. It is there. And it's set to manual. Okay. Curious that. I'm going to give Wintermute a chance to add some other comments regarding that. I'm going to go ahead and catch up. My car needs a new paint job. Scroll down. Who's protecting me? Managed providers. We did get that. Never painted a car. Doug's handles California Kamikaze. West Bloomfield went rain 4 inches. Temperature. Doug different update on screen. Gary's telling me Doug different update on screen. Oh, maybe that's when I wasn't playing the right screen over the video. Are you watching the video, Ken?
Yes.
Okay, so you can alert me when I'm not on the right screen as well.
Yes.
Let's see. Protect Guy. Hello, Protect Guy. Late to the party, but have you done a DISM repair? Yes, we did that in one of the prior videos. And it did complete, but it failed to solve the problem. And when I showed that in, I think it was the video number 2, or was it 3? Yeah, it was 2. I was playing the video that Ken sent to me where he simply says DISM failed, and then later he clarified that DISM completed its process, but it did not solve the problem.
Same thing with the scan now.
Say again?
It's the same thing with, he asked later on if SFC has been done, and we got the same results. It did run, but it didn't solve the problem.
Yeah, it completed its process, did not solve the problem. So yeah. Oh, so you answered that question here, I see. Also in services, Microsoft Defender Antivirus. Yes, we got to that. Gary, instead of yes or no in the X, instead of yes or no, use the X in the upper right corner. Mouse over will do it also. And I usually do that. I'll use the X in the upper right corner, even with the messages, you know, that come on that says your computer's infected, call this number, you are infected with ransomware, call this number, we'll help you fix it, and all that kind of stuff. And there, even when it's giving audio and it's trying to scare the bejeebers out of people, I'll have them call me, I'll connect remote to their computer and just click the X in the upper right corner, close and restart their browser, and they're fine. And I have been able to reproduce this. We're going back to the same website that they were at. It's always been as a search result. They click on a search result and then click on something on that in that website. Or also I've seen it where just even with all those tiles that are just shown on a browser homepage, trying to get you to click on different stories, I've seen periods of time where you click on one of those and this warning message pops up. So I close it, restart the browser, go back to that same page, click on that same item, get the same ransomware message or whatever it is, IRS or police or whatever. Just close it, and then 15 minutes later, it no longer does that. My theory is that the criminals behind it are temporarily compromising a website so they can generate some phone calls. Once they've got enough phone calls in, they reverse the compromise that they did because they've got enough calls and they don't want to get caught. They don't want somebody to actually shut them down. That's my theory, but I have been able to reproduce that. Let's see, Microsoft Antivirus Network Inspection Service. I think we did see that, didn't we? Or we saw that on mine. Microsoft, MIC, Microsoft Antivirus Network Inspection Service. Is that over here? Microsoft, yeah, here's the Network Inspection Service, and it's set to manual. can we start that? Windows could not start it. Okay, so be interested to see if we can restart the computer with network support and a safe mode with network support and start those services. So I'm going to go back to computer number 3 and add that to the list. Let's see, call that now safe mode with network support. Start the services. Okay. Then back to that chat. Assume updates have been checked and SFC has been done. How about registering DLLs or FixWin, UVK, Windows Repair Tools, Windows Repair Toolbox? Also assume the service is running. I think there's some things in there for us to do. I'm struggling a little bit adding the words that I need. So yes, we've done SFC and we just said that ran but didn't solve the problem. But re-registering DLLs or FixWin, UVK, Repair Tools, Windows Repair Toolbox. So I'll do a Control-C there. And then I'm going to go access that Google Docs from here. For anyone who hasn't already seen this part, I'm going to the description part under this video in YouTube. If you come down here to this description and click on this link, that'll take you to a Google Drive folder. And here's that to-do list. I'll double click on that. And that should, no, that's a single click, isn't it? Is that going to open it all? There, double click again, like I mean it this time. And then Control V to paste that comment here. Okay, back to chat. Beach ringer retracted. Sounds like a hidden scrap is running. I haven't heard the term hidden scrap. I don't know what that is. When Defender service has to be running, agreed, it just won't. How do we fix that? The advanced threat protection may be optional, not sure if it's manual, not running for me too. The Microsoft Defender ones do need to be running. So I was thinking exactly that with Windows Defender. So on my computer, that advanced threat protection was not running. And that's very familiar to me. So virus and threat protection, there's an option here somewhere for advanced threat protection. Protection history, manage settings. Is it in this one? There's a item somewhere called advanced threat protection. And I think that's why that extra service was not running. Not there, of course not. Allow threats protection history. Manage settings. It seems like it would be there. Advanced. I do remember the term advanced threat protection. And I think it was on the home screen was where it would come up. Oh, it would come up as an exclamation mark on one of these. Okay, somebody's going to come up with that, I'm sure. All right, I'm going to come back to chat and continue and let somebody else come up with that answer. MSFT Defender ATP Advanced Threat Protection is only for enterprise endpoint protection. Oh, all right. Well, that answers that right there. Okay, thanks. WNNISSVC, service running for Windows Defender. Is he asking us to check that? Is he WNNI? That's not, worded in a way that shows up on the services panel. That sounds like the actual name of a service, which we can probably get that from the SC command at a DOS prompt, but maybe he's going to give us more specifics on that later. Just had to complete CDN census at the door. Assured the lady I'm still alive. ProTech, curious if any other AVs have been on the computer and is something lingering to prevent Defender from running. We do know that Malwarebytes and super anti-spyware, something like that, super anti-spyware, antivirus, something like that, was running on it, but we don't think any of those were paid products. And and it turns out that you told me, Ken, that you, subsequent to our other work, you had, after we had completed the system restore, you realized that prior to you uninstalling Malwarebytes and uninstalling super anti-spyware, the computer was already exhibiting symptoms of an infection.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
And my thinking, that's why I deleted them, because my thinking was delete them, restart, and it'll be like it should be, but it didn't solve the problem.
Yeah. Okay, so Sangoat says, my pop does this all the time and learned to power off the computer. I'm going to guess that has to do with those pop-up messages saying that you're infected. Darren, have you seen the scammers videos where the scammers do their work? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I am a financial supporter and sponsor of Jim Browning, and watch his insider videos. I watch those, and I'm most devoted to Jim Browning's work because he reverses the connection and gains access to their video cameras and actually intervenes on people that are being scammed and has prevented and reversed some people from losing money. Even one person had a box of cash ready to ship. Oh, and one time they stopped a UPS truck or some carrier's truck and actually got the package of cash off of the truck before it got delivered. Oh, yeah, just totally enamored with the work that Jim Browning does and the other scam baiters. To me, Windows Defender is more than enough. No issues today. I have found every computer that I put into a client's office, native Microsoft products plus whatever vertical market software they need for their business operations, and Microsoft Defender, Windows Defender, whatever you want to call it. And they're just trouble-free. Now, times when I've found a computer that has trouble, it's had some third-party product on it. Take a look, or they've clicked on something they shouldn't have. Take a look at program files, Windows Defender, wondering if any files there or they got zapped. Okay, that's a quick thing to check. I'm going to Control-C copy that, put that on the to-do list, and put the word now, and back to your computer. Oh, except that I need to know program files, Windows Defender. Full screen, Windows key E, C drive, program files, could be either one of those. Windows Defender, January 13th, 2019, right? Was that 2019 it said? No, January 13th, 2021. Yeah, so there are files there. Don't know what all files we need to look at, but yeah, there's stuff there. Most recent date, sorting by date, January 13th, 2021. That's certainly older than what your last update showed for Windows Defender, but we're just looking at this folder. So the definitions files must be deeper. These are showing 2019 platform, nothing there, offline, few files there. Here's a June 26 for offline scanner shell. 3 days ago. Offline scanner shell. So doing a scan when you're not connected to the internet. That's interesting. All right, maybe somebody will make something
Yeah, it
else.
is interesting because that was Saturday, and I don't recall doing anything offline scanning at all.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't that. I don't think that was a log file. That could have been application. Okay, that's the application. What happened if that's an application? I'm going to double click on it, see what happens.
Can't hurt nothing.
Offline scanner shell exe system error. The code execution cannot proceed because MP client DLL was not found. Reinstalling the program. MP client DLL was not found. Boy, that sounds like an important thing to have. Where does MP client belong? So I'm going to switch to my computer, Windows key, MP client.dll. Indexing isn't going to work very well for this search for a DLL file, but how about if I say documents, MP client, search in file explorer, open. So here it's searching for that in this PC. So that should be the entire C drive that's searching. We'll give that a minute to do its thing and come and see if we find something else in chat. Network inspection service is triggered by Defender detecting something that needs to be uploaded for analysis. Default setting is manual. Okay, good info. Good idea. Williams script, hidden script. I'm going to say he's suggesting there might be hidden script.
Yeah, he's referring when he said hidden scrap.
Hidden scrap. Oh, somewhere previous he had said something.
Yeah, he said he had mentioned hidden scrap, but he meant hidden script.
All right. Was that something we need to look at? I'm not remembering that. Dawson. So if I do Control F and type Dawson, that'll give me all of the things in here from Dawson. Start Windows Safe Mode, see if there's a rootkit scan. That was his first of 10. And then this one down here, hit no, pop up. And then his next one, clicking X. So that was actually a reply. Person who placed the pop-up. Good thing to have. Waste time. True that. Sounds like hidden script is running. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Just got here, so have you solved the issue? Yes, George, we solved the issue. The computer is fixed. We found the holy grail of how to fix any significant problem. No, we have not. And we are continuing unreasonable efforts. And we have explained previously why we are continuing unreasonable efforts. And so I won't go through that again. Darren says, yes, he is. Yes, he good.
Gary.
Let's see. Yeah, BH Ringer. Oh, here we got something. What is this? HK local machine policies, Microsoft Select Windows Defender, one of two. And yes, I think we have that in the to-do list. I'm going to go ahead and copy this over to the to-do list and paste down here and see. Let's see. Policies, Microsoft. Where is that? I'm in templates, config. Windows Defender, wondering if any files got there. Where is it? It's there somewhere. Policies. So if I do a search for policies. No, it's only in there once. Okay, well, moving on. I know I come across that somewhere, or maybe it was a different key. So that certainly we need that. The fact that SFC and DISM to not repair concerns me a bit. Have you checked the drive with something like Crystal Disk Info or the like? Well, no, we haven't looked at it with Crystal Disk Info. I'm not aware of what Crystal Disk Info gives us information about the drive. I don't know how it would be applicable for this issue. Maybe you can elaborate. And SFC and DISM, I haven't found that to fix anything for a long time, since Windows 7. I have seen each of them report that it found something and fixed it, but yet not solve the problem at hand. So I'm very skeptical on both of those these days. George says, I run Defender Malwarebytes Premium, have not experienced any issues whatsoever. Not even pop a potential unwanted program in the last 3 years. The best defense against malware is knowing what not to click on. Absolutely. So he's running the premium version, which I believe is real-time protection, which probably was not on your mother's computer. And your mother is not as well educated as George about what not to click on. So running Defender and Malwarebytes. Well, no, he's saying, well, using Defender for real-time protection, Malwarebytes Premium. So that's not, maybe that's real-time protection against malware, but not viruses. Seems to me, at least in the earlier days, Malwarebytes was more focused on malware rather than viruses. And oftentimes people would have an antivirus product and a Malwarebytes paid product. I only click on George Carlin and Jim Carrey videos. Oh yeah, I forgot Carrey and Doug. Still no unwanted varmints here. Always a comedian Blackwatch. I sometimes I have to struggle to reread that. I only click on George Carlin and Jim Carrey videos. Oh yeah, I forgot Carrey and Doug. Okay. I'm glad to have you here, Blackwatch. Just put it at that. Can what and not on mind and Blackwatch. Oh, that's from Ken. Wintermute. It's in the parent folder. Program files, Windows Defender. So I gotta look back to see what he's referring to. It's in the parent folder. What previously was Wintermute? Take a look in programs Windows Defender, wondering if any files there or got zapped. I think it was, oh, the file that we were looking for that was missing. And I was searching for it. He's saying that it is in the parent folder, program files, Windows Defender. So here, this is still trying to find that MP client DLL. So let's go find that on my computer. Program files, Windows Defender, MP client DLL. So there it is in program files, Windows Defender. So now switching back to Ken's computer. I'm going to leave out Ken's mom's computer and just call it Ken's computer for simplicity.
Yep.
MP client DLL. It's there.
Yep.
It has a date, same as the rest. But apparently it's not running. All right. So was it in the offline folder? Is that where we found that? Offline scanner shell. Double click on that. That's where we ran into that error. Code execution MP client DLL was not found. How simple it would have been for me to just come up one level. MP client DLL. It's there. So if somebody wants me to re-register that, you could give me the syntax for re-registering that, because I don't know that well enough to do it from memory. Oh, there's more. I thought I had reached the end of chat. I'm still thinking corrupted files. Yeah, I think so. Is it fixable? Is there some infection? Now, we have not yet run a full scan from any valid antivirus product, right?
Right.
So we're proposing to do that with MC-Soft Emergency Repair Kit. I'm assuming that qualifies as a current antivirus product. I get the same error when opening offline scanner shell. Okay, thank you, Dan, the man, and my Defender works. So that's probably not a valid thing to try. Gary saying script kitties, yeah. Did you mean Sanskrit? I read that before even looking who it came from. I knew it came from Blackwatch before I looked at the name. CPU ID, CPU Z. Okay, so that's going to tell us what CPU is in place. So I don't know what information, what we're looking for there as far as how that's going to tell us something. Give smart info, etc. I'm not saying service SFC, DISM should fix the issue, but when they fail to complete, there's an underlying common issue. They did complete. They did not fail to complete. Both of those did complete their process. We didn't get to see that on the video because Ken just didn't include the end of it in the video, but he later informed me that both of those did complete their scans. Failing hard drive can corrupt files. Okay, fair. Crystal disk inform should only show the statistics of the hard drive. Darren essentials, probably correcting some other word. You could try doing manual DLL and install a Defender engine and definition updates. I'm pretty sure Windows Defender will run in safe mode, will it not? Does anybody confirm or deny that? Because that's on my short list to restart the computer with networking support, which I can do with my remote connection, and see if we can run a scan that way. I don't think you've tried that, Ken, right?
No, I have not.
All right. Referring to MP client DLL. Yeah, got that. Crystal disk info will show the smart and health of the drive. Okay, yeah. And essentials again. MC-Soft emergency kit is a good option. Essentials, I think Darren's referring to the name of one of the security products when he's using the word essentials. Protect Guy, yes, CDI will give a quick look at the drive. Crystal disk information, give a quick look at the drive with the symptoms prior to this combined. Well, that's pretty quick and easy to do. Protect Guy, I should clarify, failed to perform a repair. Okay, well I'm really interested in how you have that opinion, Protect Guy, because I've done those many times on computers that had symptoms and always failed to repair the problem. They may repair whatever it is they're designed to repair, but that's never the source of the problem, is my deduction. So Protect Guy, have you actually used those two products to actually repair a problem symptom on a computer and found that it did work, and you've done this during Windows 10 days? Because I did it in Windows 7, but never Windows 10. Defender should run safe mode. Thank you, George. Microsoft Defender doesn't run real-time protection in safe mode, but should be able to scan. And I think that's all we really care about. Yeah, we don't need real-time protection. We want to get a full scan in safe mode. Darren says Essentials window. I'm sorry, Darren, I'm dense. You've come back with that Essentials window. Yeah, I still don't know what you're referring to. Every computer I've worked on has contained some malware. Yeah, yeah. I found some security products very aggressively at detecting malware and things that are not actually causing problems on the computer, but can legitimately call malware. And I frankly I don't go looking for it. If the computer doesn't have trouble symptoms, I'm sure they may have malware stored on them somewhere. In fact, I found that on one of my computers recently when I transferred a folder that had what's that software that you use to copy a user's profile from one computer to another. I had copied that subfolder from one computer to another, and I think it was Windows Defender detected there was malware there because it's looking at it. It's real-time protection looking at it when you're doing a copy operation. If it gets really stubborn, bring out the big guns, hit it one time with a brutal SFC scan now. Well, we did that. How is that any different? If it really gets stubborn, bring out the big guns, hit it one time with a brutal SFC /scan now. Just kidding. Yeah, well, we did that seriously, and it completed, but did not fix anything. Alternatively, DL Microsoft Safety Scanner to flash drive, run safe mode, same engine definitions, doesn't run as many services. Alternatively, download. Download Microsoft Safety Scanner to flash drive, run in safety mode. Yeah, I haven't tried that. I'm going to copy that, just add it to the list. Paste back to chat. Just how many false positives, though? Defiantly have repaired issues. Protect guy. I have definitely, not defiantly. It says defiantly, right? Yeah, I think he means I definitely have repaired issues with DISM or SFC. That said, I'm not saying we'll fix all issues or it will fix this issue. I am delighted to hear somebody give testimony that they have repaired issues with that Protect guy. So thank you for that. Wonder where Catherine is. Yeah, we're missing Catherine today. I'm saying that the fact that it fails to repair the issues DISM SFC finds in its own scan, it usually is a sign underlying foundational issue that will exhibit symptoms. Okay, so 231. I'm going to depart from chat because I'm finally at the end of the list, and I know it's just going to keep coming, and we got to start doing some work. Okay, so where do we want to go first? Or next, I should say.
Restart safe mode networking, see what happens.
I'll tell you what, I'm really, really attracted to that. And in part, the reason I'm really attracted to that is because that's something that could be done on the computer without any outside additional aids. Right?
Right. That's
with me. And it would give us a full scan. Now, if that doesn't work, my next inclination would be the MC-Soft Emergency Repair Kit. Now, for those who have experienced that, since we're going to restart the computer with network support, should we be doing that in safe mode with network support, or should we restart again in normal mode? Let's see. So I want to go to reboot here, safe mode, safe reboot, and reconnect. And our Zoom session is going to continue because that's on a different computer.
right.
All right.
So if we reboot safe mode and the scan works, what that tells us there's an issue when it normally boots up.
Well, yeah, there's something there's something that's loading when the computer starts in normal mode that is preventing Windows Defender from running.
I follow that.
But more to the point, our hope is that when we do a full scan with Windows Defender in safe mode, it'll find the problem and eliminate it.
I didn't know that.
that's our best hope. What we'd like to see happen, because that means Windows is handling and resolving the problem
Like
within
they
its
advertise.
within its own capability.
Right.
So here we're back. Let's see. That gave me. I don't think that has actually restarted yet. Let's try that again. So come up here to reboot and do safe reboot and reconnect. Click OK. I wasn't watching this up here to see if it actually showed it rebooting. This should show that it's rebooting. If I go back to customer desktop, oh, DougBetts would like to reboot your computer, so it's giving me a confirmation window. And let's close some other things down before we do that. So close the Google Chrome window that we used to establish a remote connection. That's okay, the remote connection is still present. And close File Explorer. And that prompt went away because I delayed too long. So I'll go back here on Log Me and Rescue and choose Safe Reboot and Reconnect. Are you sure you want to reboot? Click OK. Go back to the customer desktop and click OK there. Now, there it says restarting. Move our picture-in-picture a little bit, although it was too late to be relevant. And then, so because this launch remote control session button is grayed out, that tells me it's rebooting. Then I see rebooting here. Is this a long rebooting computer or quick? What do you think?
Let me check it real quick. Just a click of a button.
You're checking what?
Now it's got the Windows 4 screen and a little circle going down at the bottom, around and around.
Okay.
Come on, Blackwatch, give me humor on that one.
I came up with a phrase for that: spinning circle of dots.
There I am. Actually, you know what? I'll watch it all the way through. There's no sense looking at my ugly face while it's rebooting.
Oh, you're going to show it to us on Zoom? I think the only way you're going to do that.
Freezeway owner comes up, says welcome with the screen.
Okay,
I've got a beautiful shot of what I believe to be the Grand Canyon on the background, but it's still got the owner and the welcome circle going around.
Okay, I'm connected.
I see your mouse. You're good. Yep, it's all you.
Yeah. All right, so we're connected.
Switch it back.
So here's, oh, you're switching your monitor. That's what it was. Okay, so now this screen is on a different resolution, so it's not filling my screen. So I go to stretch to window, that makes it bigger, and then Edge automatically launches.
It's never done that before.
I think it's kind of common with safe mode. I think that was a safe mode thing. So then let's Windows key and then settings, update and security. Has Blackwatch started a betting pool in the chat to see if this is going to work?
No, we're talking about Catherine's cats right now.
Oh, okay. Windows security, because we're about to find out. Open Windows security. All right. This is different.
Hamburger on the left.
Say again? Oh, hamburger.
The hamburger on the left. I think it's, no, that's a different one. That's not the same.
Yeah, this is a different sequence of screens. I think this is a failure.
Go click on the hamburger again, see what happens. See if that opens that back up.
Security glance,
yeah,
see what's happening. Are you seeing something in?
No, the Zoom session is covering that lower right-hand corner. I can't see anything. Let me check. Let me jump back over.
Oh, I can move that because you're watching on YouTube.
On YouTube, right?
Well, I can here. I just moved the picture-in-picture. There's nothing in the bottom right corner.
I still didn't see anything. Let me I'm going to jump back over here. No, it's blank. There's nothing anywhere.
Well,
on there.
security at a glance.
See what's happening, and you can see that. So, nope, nothing there.
No, you have this paragraph at the top, don't you? See what's happening with the security and health of your device?
Right.
Yeah. So that's something. I don't accept
I'm the old black watch. He's got to like me the best.
When I click on the hamburger menu,
by clicking on settings at the bottom.
Okay, but answer me this first. Left. Answer me this first. When I click the hamburger menu, I see health of your device in the center of the screen. You see that? Okay.
Right.
All right. So settings down at the bottom.
Lower left. Yeah.
Manage providers. Okay, we're going to go look at that. Notifications. So let's go look at manage providers. Antivirus, no providers. Find security apps in Microsoft Store. Okay, so I think it's time to go look at services. Windows key R, services.msc. He spells it right this time. I'll remember all the places we got to check here. I'm going to click on any one of these and tap MIC. So, antivirus network inspection service, I think that's what we were told is for enterprise. Windows Defender antivirus service set to automatic. Can we start it? Could not start Microsoft antivirus service. The service did not respond to the start controller request in a timely fashion. And then type WIN to get down to the Windows section. Windows Defender Firewall. And we're actually missing an entry here, aren't we? Didn't we determine that? I'm going to go back and look at my computer. Here's Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection Service. No, there's nothing else really there. Just the Advanced Protection Service, which we think is normally not on until you ask for some advanced level. Windows Defender Firewall is running on both computers. And then for Microsoft Defender Antivirus, Network Inspection Service is running for my computer. And Defender Antivirus Service is running. So both of those are Microsoft. And neither of those running on your computer. And they won't start. Right click and choose properties. Ken, are you watching chat?
Yeah.
Has anybody come up with advice as far as whether we should try to run MCSoft, emergency repair quit, while we're in safe mode?
No, the only one that mentioned anything is BH Ringer wants you to give him mod status for a minute so he can provide a link to a thread in MC that addresses this issue. And that was at 4:41 my time.
Yeah, certainly. And you said that was BH Ringer?
Yes, BH Ringer.
Okay. And this is not temporary unless you refuse to have permanent. I have no objection to making people moderators so that they can paste links that are appropriate for the work that we're doing. What I do ask is that you don't block people or remove their comments, things like that. If we get those kinds of troubles with haters or spammers, I want to handle that myself, at least for the start of those. So anyway, I was looking in here to see if there's anything in here that we would see as trouble, but I think that's kind of a waste of effort. It's sufficient in my mind that they won't start. So I'm about to restart your computer normal mode, then go for the MC Soft emergency repair kit.
So I'm guessing it won't even do a scan right from here now either.
No,
safe mode?
No, because it won't even start. There is this managed providers tells us there is no antivirus provider. Now we haven't even got to the place for that scan button. We haven't even found it. Now you were getting to that through Windows Security, clicking on here, but you were not having to click on Open Windows Security because that button did not exist for you in normal mode, right?
Yeah, I was going down to the little icon in the lower right next to the clock, clicking on all settings and then going in that way. That seemed to work every time for me. So
which icon was that?
All the way to the right. One more.
Oh, the notifications?
Notifications, yeah. I can never remember what it's called. And I click on that.
Right.
Apparently all settings is not going to come up in safe mode.
Yeah. Notifications don't come up, but that's so you said all settings. I think that was actually getting you to
settings, right?
To this screen.
Right.
Yes? Okay, then
yes.
Update in security is what you were doing. And then from there, what were you doing?
Windows security.
Right. And this is where you were finding.
Right, but that takes us back to this screen. So that's not going to work. That's web. That's web. Yeah, okay, I'm good.
Those are just help settings or help links. And so when we open Windows Security, we get this.
Right.
That's broken. That just is not right. When we go to settings down here, we get this.
Takes us back to the main settings. Oh no, it takes us into Windows Security settings.
Well, this is that's titled Windows Security Settings, but we're on the settings screen for security providers and notifications. So that doesn't get us anywhere. All right. So I'm ready to restart your computer. Normal mode, then go to MC Soft. See that MC Soft emergency repair kit? I've never run it, but I'm really thinking that I probably should have given it a shot at the various problems that I've come across many moons ago. And if it turns out to be the Holy Grail, I will be very, very happy. Because all this other stuff that we've learned and found, it's all interesting. But if it's not going to solve problems, then it has a limited shelf life. And MC Soft gets attention pretty often with Steve Gibson's Security Now.
The blue screen, 4 blue windows in the center, and again, which I've never seen this before, but every time you start this computer, the little black and white circles go around at the bottom, and this is the first time I've ever seen that. I take that back. When it updates, it does it, obviously, but it's almost like it's trying to update each and every time it starts, and that seems kind of odd.
So are you saying it would usually restart so quick that it never displays?
Now we got the please wait blue screen, same thing. Again, it's got the actions that it's, okay, there we go, we're back. So I'm going to switch back to here. Yep.
All right, I'm going to go turn my air conditioner on. It's getting hot in here.
Blackwatch, I'm curious, as you said, come on, get serious. Does that mean we have to speak in proper English and use proper syntax?
All right, so I just clicked to launch Google Chrome. We're going to try.
I'll update you on the chat. BH Ringer did provide a link, answers.microsoft.com/ENUS/something. He said, thanks for the blue wrench. And Z Manor says, hi, did not get the notification, but they're in the room.
Oh, hi Zvi Manor. Good to know that you're here. I can't say good to see you because I haven't seen you in chat yet. I've just been told that you're here. And I'm sorry, who was the other one you said just before Zvi Manor?
BH Ringer did provide a
the link. Okay.
And he said, thanks for the blue wrench.
Yeah. Happy for you to have it. So here's MCSoft emergency kit. Clicking on that link. So I'm inclined to go ahead and start this scan and then go look at that Microsoft link that BH Ringer provided. MCSoft emergency kit scanner can be used without installation to scan clean infected computers. Download now. Boy, this is nice and clean. I don't struggle at all to believe that that's the right button to click on. So many tech websites just look like they're trying to not look like they actually have buttons
you really
to
have
click
to,
on that are misleading.
Yeah, you got to scrutinize them anymore.
Yeah. So that's still downloading. I'll switch over to my computer and grab that link. I see that. Well, I'm just going to bring it up on that computer. So I'm just going to left click on that link and go back to chat and be sure I still have highlighted where I left off in chat. And here's that Windows security is not being displayed. Oh, wow. Boy, that's pretty on point. So this is the community. This is the Microsoft community where people ask questions and volunteers give replies. And somebody, maybe it is BH Ringer, is a volunteer admin there, I think. Was that you, BH Ringer? That you actually are one of the volunteer support staff there. So here's MCSoft's essential security tips. So subscribe. We don't need to subscribe. We downloaded. Here's the download. Show in folder. And I think last time I downloaded something, we just ran it from the downloads folder. Or as my usual habit is to copy somewhere else. Okay. Double left clicking. I didn't see anything yet about needing to run as admin. Maybe I have to go back and do that, but here's user account control. Destination folder. So it's going to extract that, and it's by default uses C:\\EEK. That strikes me comical. Just eek.
Yes, BH Ringer said he has been volunteering moderator at MC for 7 years.
Yes, and I admire you for that, BH Ringer, and thank you for providing your volunteer services that way. And it seems to me that you must come across situations where it would be useful for you to be able to see the user's problem on screen, such as through one of my Zoom sessions. I would love to what do they call it? Collaborate with you on something like that. So if you're at all interested in that, please, let's put that together. I think that'd be awesome. So then I think I inadvertently clicked on something and lost the progress here. Where were we at? Let's minimize some stuff. I did. Oh, that just did the extraction. Let's go to the EE the EEC folder on the C drive. Here's Start Emergency Kit Scanner. Double left click. Oh, please be the Holy Grail and just fix this computer, would you? I've read some of MCSoft's documentation about culprits on the internet, particularly ransomware, and I really admire the work that they do. Except, all right, so here we've got it. This looks like probably everything on this window. There's no scroll bars. Scan and clean, quarantine logs, settings. Quick scan, malware scan, custom scan. Well, I had to wonder if anyone's advising to do some settings changes first, but I'm just going to go ahead and start with a quick scan and see what we get. Quick scan should take care of anything active in memory and the critical system files that are currently in use. And if that doesn't produce something, then we go into a more thorough scan. So while that's running, I'll go back to that Microsoft documentation. Quick. Yeah, quick. Those scans are usually pretty quick. So here's security not being displayed. Your symptoms caused by Defender service not functioning correctly. Open Services app, examine these services. Should be running, set for automatic delayed start. Microsoft Defender antivirus service should be running. Should be running. Okay, so we have looked at those. They aren't running and they won't start. For your problem, expect to find that either WinDefend is missing, security health is disabled. We didn't look for security health. And is WinDefend actually something else we didn't look at, or is that just an abbreviation for Windows Defender? If that's true, you should scan your PC using Malwarebytes, set it to scan for rootkits, allow it to clean all that it finds. Okay, so this was the reply from one of the volunteer moderators on their system.
Right.
Independent, please try scanning with Malwarebytes. Check. Kindly try Glenn Prouty's solution in this older thread with a similar problem. Well, Glenn Prouty was the person who first responded. So John Dev is referring to some other solution that Glenn Prouty provided.
Wintermute said those are different services. We looked at the WinDefend, not the other two. So, oh, is it done?
Yeah.
Wow.
All clean. Make sure it stays that way. Install MCSoft protection. So we're going to close that and go try a more thorough scan. Quick scan, malware scan, custom scan. Let's look at custom. Is there anything in addition that we can ask for? Scan objects, scan settings. Up here we have new scan, scanner settings. Is that on this page? Oh, down here is scanner settings, and here's an expand arrow to expand that section. So here's all the settings that we have in here. So the path C drive, that's what we want. Scan for active rootkits. Okay?
Yeah, I see that.
Covers us for rootkits. Scan memory for active malware. Scan for malware traces. Detect potentially unwanted programs. Scanning compressed files, archives, zips. Scan and email data files. I'm kind of inclined to pass on that. Scan an NTFS alternate data streams. I don't think there are any, so we'll just leave that. Data streams are hidden layers in regular files that may be used to hide malicious code. Okay, we will do that. use direct disk access is a more effective but slower alternative method of reading files from the hard disk for scanning. It should be used only for finding rootkits, not for scanning the entire hard disk. So I think we would come back, if we want to do a check mark on that, we would come back and do it again, but remove everything other than scanning for rootkits.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Scanner settings, detect pups. Performance impact, scan with highest priority. Yeah, that's fine. On scan completion, report only. No, I don't want report only, I don't think. Quarantine detections. I'm inclined to do this one. Quarantine detections, but not shut down the computer.
Right. I agree.
Do I need to give any explanation, or is that pretty obvious?
No, it's pretty straightforward, I think.
All right. So here we've got a next button. Is this next for scan settings, or is this next to actually start the scan? And it looks like it's starting the scan.
Yeah.
All right. Going back to the Microsoft forum. Now, noticing the scroll bar over here, it doesn't have how much longer to go down.
It's only on scanning traces 4 or 5, custom scan 80%.
Okay, I'm gonna need for you to not enter. We need one person talking at a time. Okay, so I've said many times, scroll all the way down and see what comments you have from people about.
There we go. Now we're lagging.
Okay, so here is another advice to the original person from Glenn. Going up, Vishal. Okay. Scanning by malware bytes didn't help. So Vishal is the first person. Yeah, he's the person reporting the problem. Boy, that's a noisy scanner. Ken, can you hear me? Oh, he can't hear me. That's why he was talking over me.
What happened? We're muted.
Yeah, you can't hear me. What's going on?
Yeah, now I can. I just
now
heard
you can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was hearing some background noises, and I commented there was a noisy scanner. I thought it was some kind of...
No, it's my clock train. It's supposed to make train noises, which it does, and it scares me every time it goes off.
All right.
I didn't have a clock in this room, so we went to Goodwill to pick up a clock, and it's got a nice little train in the background. So I thought, and it said it makes noises. So I thought, okay, 50 cents, can't go wrong. Well, it does make noises.
Oh. I have a train, or my family has a train clock that was from my dad, and one of my brothers has possession of it now. So once you mentioned that, I thought, it kind of sounds like it. Scanning my malware bytes didn't help, from Vishal. Yeah, here's security providers, antivirus, no providers. That's exactly the same symptom we're having.
Yeah.
And then, hi Vishal, I'm sure you've recently scanned your PC with malware bytes, and he just reported that he did. New iteration for this problem. Usually security health service is just disabled or when defend is missing. Okay, so I think he's saying that usually this symptom is caused because these items are disabled or missing, and that malwarebytes fixes the problem. Since your Windows security service is the one that is missing, you will need to download a copy from here. Oh, there we go. Restore default services Windows 10. That sounds promising.
Yep.
Since your Windows security service is the one that's missing. So was that missing for us? Windows security service. Coming back to services. And this is coming up slow because the scan is in process, and we told it to take priority. Windows Security Services. Security Service is running. So it's not missing. So since your Windows Security Service is the one that's missing, and that's not the case. Oh, that is Security Health Service.
What's the possibility of, since it's showing that everything's good to go, but you can't run anything, that's another false positive that it is running when in reality it's not?
Security Health Service is Windows Security Service, meaning that this says that it's running, but it's not.
Right, because when we go in and look at all the settings, we've got all green check marks and everything's good to go. But then when you click on Run Scan, we get nowhere with Scan. It doesn't run. So I'm just wondering if maybe it's the same information could be reflecting it. We're good, but the reality of it is we're not good.
Yeah. And based on that thinking, I would speculate that maybe we should go ahead and do this Windows Security Service download and restore default services. So that might do some other things besides just accommodating a missing service.
I don't think it'll hurt anything to do
that.
No,
agreed. Before merging it into your registry, set a restore point just to be safe. Well, we would do that if we cared.
Yeah.
Search for a restore point.
No.
And search for restore point, select the C drive, click configure to ensure that you have system restore enabled. Oh, that's just about system restore. In order to merge a registry, you'll need to boot into safe mode first. Double click the reg file to merge it. Okay, so I'm familiar with doing that. So apparently that restoring default services is a registry patch.
Wintermute said, look at Security Center.
Haven't we done that? Let's see. So I've got the chat back online, and I'm going to kind of scan through this kind of quickly. I'm not going to read through it like I have been out loud. Cat AWOL, desktop, kitty cat, mom's old computer, Catherine's kitty? Somebody said something happened to Catherine's kitty. Mama was like, you best. Kitty's fine. Okay, great. BH Hammer, give me mod. Chat get serious. But wait a minute. Blackwatch is asking for chat to get serious. Okay. I think that's gotta be that's gotta be gold.
Yep.
BH Hammer, thanks. I did not get notification for the live stream. Okay, from Zvi, and you read that to me, and I want to ask chat this question. I configured this scheduled stream about a couple hours before we started it. Do you get notifications did anybody get notification that far ahead of an upcoming live stream, or do you only get notifications once I actually start the stream running? I'd kind of like to know that. And then also, if you didn't get notification for the live stream, since we got a moment, I'm going to switch over and review that. And forgive me, Zvi Manor, if this is something you already know about, but somebody else maybe doesn't. So I'm going to come over here to the video. It's going to do, it's my scroll button got triggered. Actually, what I'll do, I'll bring up a new YouTube window, and let's go to Carrie Holzman over here, since it's always quick and easy to get to. And so over here, subscribe. When you click on that subscribe bill, make sure it says all, because if you choose personalized, then YouTube's going to make its own choices as to when it notifies you or not. So make sure you're selected on all, And then there's that other place where you have to go. Let's see, I'm going to click up here on, how quickly am I going to remember this? Not that. I think it's on your, manage your Google account. Go in there and check notifications. Data and personalization, is that where it is, I think? There's a place in here where you tell Google how you want to be notified and basically how aggressively you want to be notified. Oh, I did that in one of my videos recently, and I don't know this well enough by memory, but you may have an area in here where you need to make a change to your notifications. If somebody else knows the path to what I'm trying to get, then please put that into chat so I don't stumble around with it more. Then, can I be excused? And the syntaxes, costing me a fortune, volunteer moderator, different services looked at, WinDefend, not the other two. Those are different services. So he's telling me that some of the services I looked at were not relevant for us. Glenn Prouty has forgot more about Defender than I know. The independent advisors, John Dev, are poor quality third-party posters. Very interesting to hear that from you. Thank you for that. Now, B.H. Ringer, you gave us that link to that, so those are the two people that were in there. So I'm kind of wondering, what was your intent? Do you think we still that we need to follow one of those pieces of advice? Earmuffs sideways, train clocks, right now jump every time, security center, choo-choo, security center. That is the third referenced at the MS help site. Oh, okay, went to in services, look at security center. That is the third service referenced at the MS help site. All right. Scan still running.
Yeah, it jumped to 80% and then it stopped. I mean, it's running, but actually it hasn't moved from 80 and 1929 on scan file 00 detected clean. So hopefully it is running.
So it's at 1929 for number of files. So I'm gonna that's a more distinct number than 80.
Right.
Just because it's a higher number. So we're gonna remember the 1929 and see when if it increments past that. It may have a file that it's having trouble with, or that it's finding something.
Right. That's
and we got a blinking indicator up here.
Right. I see that.
Just the only animation that we have. So then looking for this Microsoft Security Center that we were being told to go look at. Windows Security. All right, I gotta go back and look at that. In services. Oh, no, that was in services. Look at Security Center. That is the third service referenced at the MS help site. Okay.
Wintermute said in services .msc where you were.
Yeah, I got that. Okay. Security Center in services. Security Center. Security Center. Here. It's running. It's on automatic and delayed start. And I recognize that wording. That's what that Microsoft website told us to be sure we have. So that is a confirm. Over here, the third one, security, Windows Security Service, Security Health Service. Windows Security Service should be running, set for manual start. That's Windows Security Service. This is Security Center. Okay, so on this web page, Control F, Security Center. Yeah, this one. Open Service App, examining service security should be running, set for automatic delayed start. So yes, we got that. All right, coming back to Ken's computer to see where we're at with the scan. Oh, it's moved on. Still 80%, but file numbers.
Oh, look at those files, yeah.
Yeah,
still
sweet.
0 detected and clean now.
So it was stuck on something for a while.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go back over what I'm going to do. Well, this is back to chat. Nope at the start. I got notice 30 minutes before you started. William, thank you. You got notice 30 minutes before we started. So that means when I schedule a live stream, you are getting notified before. Scheduling does not send notifications, I do think. Well, William, his experience will be different. I didn't see reminder video. Only got notification when you started stream. So when I schedule a stream, if you go to my channel, there's a thumbnail for it. It has set reminder. I think that's what BH Ringer might be saying there. And I think there still may be a setting when Google notifications, or maybe it's YouTube notifications, that helps. My notification says we are at +2 hours now. Well, yeah, we've been going 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yep.
I usually get, this time nothing was received. The last notification was about TechTales 70. Now I do know, I have recently found that if a content creator creates more than 3 videos in a 24-hour period, the notifications won't be sent. So 24-hour period. So I did Tech Tales this morning. I did a window user tips yesterday, but within the last 24 hours, that goes back. The next video prior to that would have been Tech Tales yesterday morning. So this would be the 3rd video in a 24-hour period. So it didn't get missed for that. Now there's another piece. Zvi Manor, you might be able to answer this, is I have come across information that says that YouTube might not send you a notification about a live stream or a new video if you are currently watching something else that YouTube doesn't want to take you away from. So,
well, no, because I'm watching your stream and I got 2 notifications about Kerry Holzman going live One was set a reminder, and the other was when he went live. So unless there's a setting off somewhere, that gets overridden.
Okay.
You can't see it because you're on my mom's computer, but while we were doing this, I had those two pop-ups pop up.
All right, so I'm looking at my phone right now, and yeah, I see that. Where can you find real computer help? So he's talking about what's My Computer Works? Is that the new name of that business? I think that's close, but it's the one that's doing a monthly subscription fee. You can call them as many times as you want. It's an awesome service. So that, but that is live.
Yeah, he went live about 7 minutes ago.
Well, I'm not happy about being live at the same time that he's running live, because ideally I would like to not conflict, but if any of you feel that you want to jump off of here and go over to watch his, I want you to know that you're not going to hurt my feelings for that, and please do as you choose. BH Ringer is saying follow Glenn's advice and service MSC where you're at. It's a different problem. YouTube plays games. Depending upon when CCleaner was installed, Avast may also have been installed. Check to see if there's a Avast folder in programs. I did not watch YouTube. I watched TV. Oh. I did not watch TV. Okay. I think Z Manor told us earlier that he was watching.
Be right back. I want to get this picture.
Okay.
Never mind. Oh, there was a bug on my window. I was going to get a picture of it because I've never seen it. But as soon as I tried to stand up, it was gone.
All right. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's saying that he was watching TV and didn't get the notification, or was he watching videos on TV? But anyway, let's move on. So this was CCleaner and Avast. YouTube plays games. Glenn's advice. That's what he was saying we should do. Glenn Prouty. So we did look at this one for number one. We did look at this one. We've done all of those, but it's this. If that's true, you should scan your PC Malwarebytes, scan rootkits. We haven't done that for rootkits, at least not the deeper level that we can. Allow it to clean up all that it finds. See this link for instructions how to handle the service problem. So that looks like more detailed information for the service problem. Right click, open a new tab. Windows Defender deactivated and can't activate. Boy, that's on point. Windows Defender missing. Tried all solutions. Laptop missing hibernate option and power options. This happened last time too. Posting just in case related. Security at glance is blank. That's our symptom. Here's showing what his screens look like. Here's Glenn's answer. Now, it's interesting to me that BH Ringer gave us the link for that other community thing. Did he really mean for us to go on to this one or not? And because he could have taken us straight to this link. So I'm not sure if he meant for us to go on to this one. Your screenshot security glance almost certainly shows missing the service. WinDefend or service disabled. Right plane start subkey. Start subkey if dword. Windows security service should be running. Apparently some form of malware. Download a copy of WinDefend. Restore default services. Merge it into your registry. So there's a registry settings. That sounds like a good one for us to do. First, you should download and scan with free copy Malwarebytes. I'm assuming that MC Soft Emergency Kit is an acceptable substitute. Copy procedure. WinDefend really missing registry. WinMount Defend should be right after it. Download copy of WinDefend. This is that same restore message. Those URLs are the same. WinDefend must be modified to match the anti-malware platform that's installed. Program data, hidden file. They want us to go to program data, Microsoft Windows Defender platform, navigate to registry key, be able to find WinDefend, selected image path, right pane, right click image path, modify platform version, exit registry, restart, should be functional, repair, upgrade. Very stable if PC is HDD. Are we on an HDD or an SSD?
Hard disk drive.
All right. And downloading a tool. Run as administrator, hour to complete, restart several times. So this is a repair upgrade. So that sounds like a Windows 10 repair upgrade. And this is downloading a tool for that. Is that basically the Windows 10 media creation? Yeah, Windows 10 installation media, that's what that is. All right, switching back to your computer and see where we're at. 83%. Files are moving along. Oh, it found something.
Oh, detected one. All right.
Trojan Cryos. Owner downloads. If I flip the mouse over, does it give it more detail? Firefox patch infected. A Firefox patch infection.
Wow.
Now, we don't know that that's what's causing our trouble. Can I copy that? JS is JavaScript. Trojan Cryos, CryXOS. Okay, so if I switch away from that screen, you no longer see it. Let's bring this to Windows key right arrow to put that on the right half of the screen, and Windows key left arrow because Windows 10 didn't do that properly. Go to a new tab, Google search, give me a magnifying glass so that I can see that. JS Trojan.js Trojan.cryo I'm not going to try to pronounce that. And it was .3005B. So this one doesn't include the 3005. None of those include the 3005 designation. So basically we just have Trojan.Cryxos. I don't know how to pronounce that. From F-Secure, PC Risk, Microsoft Hybrid. So I'm just going to start with F-Secure. See what we get. Cookies. Cryos shows a display an alarming notification message saying that the user's computer or web browser has been blocked due to a virus infection, that their personal details are being stolen. The user is directed to call a phone number for assistance in the removal. That sounds close enough to me. It's not exactly on point, but all these viruses can have some variations. But that certainly is close enough because you're getting notifications about infections, and they are alarming. Technical details. Typically encountered when a user inadvertently opens a malicious or compromised web page hosting a malicious JavaScript file. When the script runs, it will display notification message, makes it appear as though the user device is infected with the virus. User is urged to call a given phone number for technical support. It's exactly what we're having, except that it was asking you to click rather than calling a phone number. Now, if we had clicked, it probably would give a phone number to call. And
Right.
that's probably going to be a scammer. Notification displayed by Cryos Trojans varies by language. Yeah, that sounds really on point. So coming back to your computer and see what's going on. So it is detected, it's not yet cleaned. Oh, sounds promising. Okay, so I'm looking back at chat on another screen here. You could reinstall using reg file for WinDefend, Microsoft Windows Defender, since that's the one that won't start using the reg file. So yes, that's from that Microsoft website. Sounds good. Svi Manor says, TV, I saw football Sweden versus Ukraine. So would I be out of line to hope that during a football game, Sweden versus Ukraine, that there was a message that appeared during the football game that said I'm live streaming? Yeah, I don't think so. I gave you the most recent post from Glenn. Any links he provides should still be valid. Perfect. Thank you, BH Ringer, for clarifying. Yep, even there, Avast Clear XE to fully remove AV is junk. Even there, Avast Clear. Okay. Understood. Fake tech support scam, Jim Brown territory. Yes. Okay, so let's see. I need to turn on timestamps for that chat window. 3:29. All right, so you must be chuckling at Blackwatch. Ken, are you old enough yet to use old age security scanner? Is your mom? Yes, your mom. Your mom is. Yes, your mom.
Mom, clearly. And I just recently retired, so I'll go ahead and say yes, I am.
Oh, mom is, and you are old enough? Well, I have to say this sounds more promising than anything we've come up to so far.
Yeah, I'm just kind of hoping the detected only stays at 1 and doesn't jump up and show a bunch, and I'm hoping that it cleans it and fixes the problem.
So this would be implying that this malware, are we calling it malware or are we calling it virus? I think we're calling it malware. Does anybody really care anymore about the distinction between the two terms?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we not go to downloads and see if it's reflected in there or not? Because I don't recall seeing any Firefox anything in downloads when I looked.
Oh, all right. So,
I'm just thinking out loud.
Let's see, variant, and the Firefox element of it. Oh yeah, here, downloads, Firefox -patch, owners downloads. Okay, so Windows key, C:\users /owner /downloads, and
Let's see here.
Firefox patch. Yeah, so it's not a folder, it's actually a file name. Let's sort by name. Click on any of those and then the letter F. There's Firefox patch right there. Java.
2017. Wow, has she been infected possibly or had this issue since 2017 and just now showed up?
Well, Firefox patch parenthesis 1. So that's this one.
Right, because it's got the
Showing
same parentheses.
2016. Now,
Oh,
that means that's the date that file was modified. That's not the date it was downloaded. So let's come up here to the column headings, right click, and date modified can we get date, how about date created? That also shows that, so no. I'm looking for more accurately the date that it was downloaded, because the file itself was created by its creators at a different date than it was downloaded. So do we get, let's go down here to dates. So see, we get date access. None of these have check marks. So none of these columns are currently selected. So if I select the first of those, and then can I shift click on the last one? No, it doesn't select everything in between. So chances are only one of those is really going to give us what we want. But since these can be dependent upon how a creator allows metadata to be attached to their file, or how an operating system allows that, I don't know which one would be right. So I just added a whole bunch of them, and then we'll maximize this window and see if anything on that line gives us a more believable date of when it was downloaded to the computer. The answer is no. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there is. Huh. No, this is today at the current time. So that's date accessed. Because we clicked on it, I think that updated that date. So none of those helped. Let's see, if I right click on the file and choose properties, this should just be a subset of those dates. Oh, here, this is more reliable, isn't it? No, that's still today. Ay, caramba. What about details? It's hard to believe that file's been on our computer that long, and
right,
is the source of the trouble.
Right. Right, it didn't manifest itself until now.
Yeah. To remove all these check marks. Now, if I remove these here, the menu goes away. I have to go down to more in order to remove the whole flock of those check marks. I think date was not selected. I think date modified was this original column. So it turned off all those dates. Did that file just disappear? Oh, no, it's down here. It's still there. 86%. Let's see, what do we have? 16 people viewing right now. 11 likes. Wow, look at that. And Catherine's not here. And we got 11 likes without her asking for likes. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of you that were honoring the spirit of Catherine. Maybe that happened when people started talking about Catherine missing. Has she shown up?
Not yet. And William Dawson just said it could be a time bomb in it set to go off after a certain time.
All right. 2016 is just when.
5 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
but
a long time.
around the time that Windows 10 came out. Oh, how about is Firefox even installed on the computer? And in that case, was it recently? There's Firefox. Has it been sitting dormant and not launched until recently? If somebody launched.
Can you determine if it's been launched recently?
I imagine there's a way, but it'd be a way by checking some kind of an update cookies file or settings file or something like that.
Because I know she only primarily uses Google Chrome, and I believe her library was set to use Microsoft Edge.
It would only take one person who likes Firefox to launch it once that could trigger
Right.
JavaScript that was, there and just not launched. So here I did a right click on Firefox, then more, then come here to open file location, rather than trying to figure out where it's installed. There's June 25th, June 26th. Now that's after you discovered the problem.
Right. That's probably when it restored back to 2004, put it back on there because I had taken it off.
That could be. And
so I just saw something about 2 screens back that makes me think she probably had issues and got confused because I seen something that was www.weather.something, and she's real big on that weather app. So, I mean, the jury's pretty much decided she's done this to herself somehow. We just got to try to prevent it in the future.
Yeah, done it herself, but would very aggressively defend her as not having, is probably only done reasonable things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
Maybe something that most of us in this live stream would not have done, but a normal person, there's so much that they could do that does not seem unreasonable. Now, I was going back here to try to find what it is you're referring to about the weather, but we probably don't.
So
right here. This one.
Yeah, and then I also see her library down there.
Oh, here, look at this. Look at that icon right there.
Yeah, what is that? I can't. Hold on, let me put on my Carrie Holzman glasses.
Oh, that's a clue. That's a clue.
It doesn't look like the normal Firefox Mozilla icon, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
But that's my point. This is a URL. This is a website address right here. The fact that it's being displayed with a Firefox icon tells me that Firefox is the default browser.
Back
now,
then it could.
Right now, not back then. Right now.
Right now? No,
right now.
It shouldn't be.
So here we'll go check on that. So here's Windows key, default. Choose a web browser. Oh, this says Google Chrome. Okay, but why was that icon showing? Let's see what I did. Oh, maybe I think I know. It's because I was right-clicking on the Firefox icon. Oh, so these are pinned to Firefox. So yeah. I guess that's like bookmarks for Firefox, or actually pinned so that if you were to, if you had Firefox on the taskbar, pinned to the taskbar at the bottom, you could right click and this weather app would be pinned on there. So that is kind of pointing that direction because you know that she uses that. Now, if I right click on that, it doesn't take me to anything about the pins. So I'm interested to know, where are those pins stored? Super Anti-Spyware has a subfolder in... Oh, no, we're in Programs. We're not in Firefox. We're in Programs. So this is an icon. Oh, that's just a shortcut. So right-click on the shortcut and go to Open File Location, because we want to know where is the program file. Oh, 329. Okay, so here's Mozilla Firefox. There's February 1st, 2020 for that program file, but that could just be because of an update. It's the only reason why it's not as old as some of the others. I don't see any 2021 there, but we'll go ahead and sort that folder by date. Don't see anything there, 2021. Go back and sort by name, scroll to the top so we can see folders, browser defaults, fonts, clear key, uninstall, updated. Double click browser, plugins. Plugins is empty. Come back up here, defaults, pref. These folders, June 25th, which is 4 days ago. Fonts, GIMP, clear key. What we're looking for here is something that's within the last 1 to 3 months, I imagine. We don't really know when the trouble started, do we?
No.
Yeah.
Somewhere around the 11th or 12th of June. And it's ironic because what the actual initial problem was, her printer stopped printing because it had gotten moved, and one of the switches that needed to be activated when you pull the little thing up for the paper, the tray had been slid down, so it can't activate that switch. As soon as I pulled the tray up, it activated the switch and it prints. Had that not happened, we would have never known this.
Oh, and had that not happened, you wouldn't have approached the computer.
Right.
So just by virtue of you approaching the computer, doing anything with it, you noticed a Windows Defender problem.
Yep. Well, I was going to run a scan on to make sure everything was good, and can't run a scan, so.
So either the problem already existed, or this Firefox JavaScript was written so that anytime somebody looks at that paper tray, the virus would be triggered.
That's kind of scary.
No, that's a joke. That's a Blackwatch joke.
Okay.
I can't do Blackwatch jokes. I can't compete.
So does that? I mean, you kind of bring up a legitimate question in my mind: are there viruses that can be set on a computer and be triggered at some point later down the road?
Oh yes, absolutely. And somebody mentioned, I think it was BH Ringer or Wintermute. Absolutely, viruses can be triggered, can be set as a time bomb to go off at a later time or when some later actions, and that's really not uncommon. That's a fairly common thing with ransomware, because the criminals want to get as many computers within an office infected before any evidence or activity of the infection takes place, so that once they trigger, once the trigger date or the trigger action is achieved, then a bunch of computers in the same company have problem symptoms at the same time. So absolutely
scary.
320 football. I kept looking back at chat. Oh, Oh. Could be time bomb set to go off after a certain time from William. Absolutely. Nope. Only Firefox install or update from Blackwatch. I think he's referring to that's the only dates we're going to find rather than activity dates. The whole world knows what football is except for the Americans. There's this thing going back and forth between football and soccer.
Yep.
Mom should stop lawn bowling for sure. All right. Caught up. 346. Fair to say we don't know how long this is going to take to finish, since this percentage number is not what's the right word to use?
Real time?
Not real time. Yeah, it's not a real estimate of, it's not an estimate of time progress. It might be an estimate of bytes progress or quantity of files. Now, one thing we can do to get an idea on it, I'll do Windows key E to bring up File Explorer and go to the C drive, right click, choose Properties to get an idea how many files are on this computer. And actually, I don't get it from there. Way I need to do that is C drive, then on the right hand side of the screen, click on any item, then Control A to select all items, right click, and Properties. This will give me a count of files and folders.
Oh, neat.
When it's telling us how many items are scanned, those are files. We can see the file names. And they're incrementing 1 digit per file that shows up there, although we can't see them that fast. So this will take a while to count through all the files that are on the computer. We know it's got to go up at least to 156,000, and it's only at 5,000 now. So it's going to take it a while to count through all of those. And that's running slow right now because the scan is running. So if I pause the scan, we should see this number start climbing much faster. I'm going to do that just because it's a fun demonstration and it won't harm the scan. We're at 7,000 files on the left-hand window. So here's a pause. And now let's see. Now we should be seeing the thousands digit increment quicker. So there's 9, 10, 11, 12, but we still need that to get up to 157. That's going to take a while.
Yeah.
So
William Dawson said, if you remove Firefox from the computer, would it help if it's a possible source of the Trojan?
Decent idea. I think it would need to be a clean uninstall, because when you uninstall programs, they typically will leave the setup files, the configuration files, so that, because they're hoping that you're going to reinstall it and they want you to have all the old stuff that you had. I'm inclined to think that a Trojan, the whole concept of a Trojan is that it has a secret payload that's intended to go beyond itself. So once you get hit with a Firefox file that has a Trojan inside of it, once that gets triggered, it then infects the computer more deeply than Firefox.
Right.
And
Z-Man just asked if you re-register DLL files for Windows Defender.
We have not done that. Did you try re-register DLL? No, we had not tried that, but we do have a link for resetting Windows Defender, but it looks to me like that link from Microsoft is a registry patch, which by itself won't re-register DLL files, but it could be that that link also has perhaps a batch file to re-register the DLL files. So I think since that is our intended course of action to repair Windows Defender, we'll go down that road. When we get there, it's just a question of when are we going to get there. Wait a minute, what does that say? 42 hours and 57 minutes?
Machine that.
No, 2 hours and 58 minutes. This video is named session number 4.
Oh, mine just says 16 watching started streaming 6 minutes ago.
6 minutes ago? How do you have that?
I don't know.
Probably it's refresh your screen, refresh your browser window.
Well, yeah, I could. I guess it's not gonna. Let's see. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not going to foul anything up. It'll still be
No, because we're on a.
still be live.
Yep, 2 hours ago. That caught up pretty quick.
Yeah.
And Z-Manner says, check your email.
For me?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go grab a water.
All right.
Come on, buddy.
All right, Z Manor, I see this. The email you sent to me has all the commands for re-registering the DLLs for Windows Defender. Excellent, outstanding. So I'm gonna. Oh, that's a picture, so I can't copy. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, it is. I'm dragging across it. I'm going to try to paste it into the document, but it's doing a weird thing with when I'm trying to copy them. Let's go show that on my computer. Yeah, I better take that off screen for a moment. Oh, and I see an email. Oh, I see an email from. Oh, no, okay. I received emails from Gary and David, and it looks like those are just notifications about them adding things to the Google document. All right, so here's what I'm getting with the email from Zvi Manor. So if I try a Control A in there, it highlights everything. If I try dragging through this, it just doesn't get the first one, doesn't quite get the last one. Just is a little weird dragging through these. Okay, so I'm going to take what I get. That's as much as I get. Control C. And then go to, do I have the Google document? Yeah, here's the Ken Stout to-do list. And paste it there. I'm gonna Control Z to undo that. And this time I'm going to do right click and paste without formatting. And then put in the last L. And then go back and grab, let's see, WCLT. Yeah, so this one here, if I double click, Control C, come over here, and right click, paste without formatting. Fix this a little bit. For if there's anyone in the video stream that didn't hear this, we've got a Google Doc that you guys can open and access directly on your computers, and you can make comments directly into it. The link is in the description below the video, and anyone with the link is able to make comments into the document. That's this document that I have displayed on the screen right now. And so all these over here are comments that people have made. I think mostly they're experiments. Let's see. Oh, this is myself adding a comment from my other computer. Later, remove drive, connect to another computer, do full scans. So I'll click on the check mark to accept that suggestion. Daniel Mancuso just deleted the number 2. I think he was just experimenting, so I'll close that. And then David Rhodes, answer equals Chrome, how to import, export, or sync. Okay, that was a link that David Rhodes added, so I'll click the check mark. Now, I'm not sure where that's going to show up in here. I'm new to using Google Docs in a collaborative mode. So I'm going to click on this check mark and pay attention where it shows up. I didn't see it. Daniel Mancuso, add to list, indent first line, indent left. Oh, I think that was just experiments again. So I'll close that. So if anyone else makes comments when you've opened this up, they'll show up here. And so essentially it's your way of proposing something else to add to this to-do list. Switching back to Ken's computer. Full screen. 93%. And over here on the left, we're at 119,000, so we still haven't reached the number of files that have actually been scanned.
And the scan is 216, and the other box is only at 129, so it's got a ways to go.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that window on the left is catching up or not. Well, the window on the right, well, stalled there for a little while. It's moving again. Oh, Wintermute says if you want to see the most recent changes for Firefox, look in Profile folder under App Data Roaming. Some will be dated last time it was closed. Awesome. Let's do that. Alt Tab to go to a File Explorer window and go to the C drive, Users, Profile folder is Owner, App Data is a hidden folder, but it's displayed, so I'll double click on it. And roaming for file, look in Profile folder under App Data. Here's a Mozilla. There's identities. So I'm thinking it could be either way there. We're not yet in Mozilla. So identities would not be it. That would be Microsoft, or I think that would be Internet Explorer identities, maybe even. Mozilla, extensions, Firefox. Profile folder under app data. Mozilla Wintermute says. So, seems like Firefox. Crash reports, profiles. Oy, lots of stuff there. 2020. I think I'm getting some additional guidance in chat of where to look for this. So he says, want to see most recent, okay, there he says, Mozilla Firefox profiles, her profile name. Mozilla for Firefox profiles, her profile name. It's got to be this. That's the only profile.
Right.
So we go in there, and then we're looking for most recent file changes. So the most recent date here, I'm sorted by the date column, is July 2020. So that's not recent. Sort by name and see what folders. There's all these folders. So the updated file dates might come in one of these subfolders. Did the full scan finish? No, it's still running. You can see the little bit of blue bar back here. Bookmarks, crashes, data reporting, extensions, features, GIMP, health report, Jetpack, media capabilities, mini dumps, online route. Looking for something there that might have a more recent date. Let's see, if I say I want to search for star.star, hit enter, can I get advanced search settings to tell it I want to search for something in 2021? Here's search. Yes, I think advanced options. Change index columns, file contents, zipped files, kind, size, date modified, that's it. Date modified this year. So searching for star.star of the files in that profile folder, modified this year, the search is done, found nothing. So that confirms that July 2020 date, and Wintermute is basically saying the same thing, it looks like. William says about an hour or so. I'm guessing he's estimating the time remaining. I sent a file, Z manner, yeah. Blackwatch says, Carrie kicked me out for being a smart mouth. Can I stay in here and be my old stupid self? Yes, you can. Wintermute says number 16. I don't know what that's in reference to. Thanks. See, you've been fun. Mozilla profiles, full scan. It's getting there. Are you in Army? Yes. Don't need to go further than top level or profile folder. Yes, files get in there when it exits. July 2020 was it. Okay, very good. We got that answered. So it doesn't seem to make sense that her launching Firefox would have triggered this, except for the possibility that it has been infected for a year and you didn't know it because you hadn't been to her computer. She wasn't seeing anything that caused her troubles, except that she may have been seeing, no, she probably wasn't even seeing the notification messages, was she?
I don't think so.
Because you have to click on notifications to see them. They could have been popping up depending upon how notification settings were configured on her computer, but I think we've already seen enough to know that they were not configured to pop up until you go look at the notifications panel. Oh, Wintermute says number 16 in the to-do document is what I edited using my real name. All right, so let's go look at that. And I think I'm going to find out what Wintermute's real name is.
Hey, our numbers caught up.
16. What browser are the bookmarks in? Oh, that's when I did the check mark. His answer came in as number 16, and I didn't notice where it happened. But I lost references to what his name is.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where you clicked it when we were trying to watch to see where it showed up.
Yeah, right. And I didn't see it. So I think it probably was already in the body of the document. And when I clicked the check mark, the thing that disappeared was that little dialog box that was telling about it.
No.
All right. While we have a moment here, I think you guys, I think I've made it clear that I like knowing how to pronounce people's names correctly. And Zvi Manor helped me with that. And I haven't got a confirmation yet from him. How am I doing on pronouncing your name? And if I'm doing okay, is it okay for me to tell people how I figured out how to pronounce it? Not how you taught me, but what I had to do. So Zvi Manor, is it okay if I talk through how I figured out how to pronounce it and see if you can confirm that that is working? George says, good luck, guys. Gotta go eat supper. And Geo Johnson confirmed for me his name is actually George.
Can you bring up the two boxes we've got going? I thought our numbers had caught up to one another.
Yeah. Well, they're right here, aren't they? Oh, you couldn't see them the way I had it.
294 and 241. Okay, so there looks like there's 294,000 files.
Yeah, it's 284.
Is there 84?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get them carry glasses.
We're at 242. Well, yeah. I am very open to ending this stream and then providing follow-up later because this has just been a long time, 3 hours, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
let's
I agree.
see. And then Blackwatch, then how come you scan for rootkit virus and not also do a scan for bootkit virus? Rootkit
Military joke.
Okay. Oh yes. Boot camp. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's end the live stream and you give.
So one of these days, before I actually delete this thing 100%, I would like to pull her bookmarks off of him just to give them back to her.
Right.
We don't have to do it tonight by no means. We can do that at another time because they're not going anywhere.
That should be just so quick to do. Let me look at that because we have Google Chrome open. Right? I am on your computer, right?
Yes, you are. You're on my mom's old computer.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So then we come over here to the kebab menu and it's running slow. So just be patient, and then bookmarks, and then bookmark manager. Wait a minute, I'm not seeing oh, there's bookmarks. Okay. And then come up to this kebab menu, choose export bookmarks. And here it's asking where we want to store this. By default, it's going to the Documents folder. Is that good enough for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or actually, if you want to put a thumb drive in, we can go straight to the thumb drive. Or you can copy it to it later from this Documents folder.
See if this has got anything on it. Did that go? I put a thumb drive in that computer.
Yeah. It looks like a iDrive.
Yes.
Looks like a bunch of backup folders.
Bunch of pictures on there's all it's got.
All pictures. Okay, so I'll just store it on the root.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bookmarks 6/29/21. So click save. Then you can use that on your computer to copy it to her computer. Now, when you copy it to her computer, you got to come into this same place, Google Chrome on the computer that she has now. Come up here to this kebab menu and click on Import Bookmarks.
Okay.
And then maneuver to wherever you store that file on her computer. Do you got that? Or you can
I'm good to go.
Yeah. All right. So let's close this guy. And then for, let's see, this MC Soft, we don't need to bookmark that. We'll close that. So Z Manor says I pronounce his first name all right, and I'm suspecting that I'm not quite right on his last name because he made a comment about his okay for my last name almost. So if you want to send me an email tip for your last name, I'd love to have it. But here's what worked for me, because he gave me some guidance on it, and then I listened to some things on the internet for how to pronounce the name. And basically what you have to understand is you have to pronounce the Z and the V concurrently at the same time. So I think Americans have a hard time with that because Z has your tongue on the top of your mouth and V has your teeth on your lower lip. So to have both your tongue on the top of your mouth and your teeth on your lower lip at the same time is really an odd, weird thing. So Z. I hope that doesn't sound like I'm making fun of the name because I enjoy the name. I enjoy the name seriously, and I'm Z. So you can actually go into Google how to pronounce ZVI. Or how to pronounce the name ZVI, and you'll get audio of people pronouncing it. And same thing with other names. That's just another Google thing that can be done.
Amazing.
Okay, so Chris Garrett is saying hello. You came in, I think, just in time to say goodbye. And Chris Garrett is asking, may I email you a question? I don't want to ask here. I did that in another live chat, got an answer that made me look like, okay. Yes, absolutely. You can send me an email, and I will also, I don't want you to ask the question now in chat because we're ready. I'm tired. We're gonna end this, but absolutely you can do that. And it is my mission on this channel to, as much as possible, make every questioner actually be validated, and I want to look for how does that question have meaning, and look for it from all corners for that. So yes, please, you can send the email to DougBetts at LiveWindowsTraining. I'll put it up here. Ken, I think we're done. Why don't you go ahead and
when it's all done, you know me, I'll update you and let you know what's going on.
You know how to do that, and I'll provide that to the community one way or another. So you can go ahead and exit yourself from the...
I will do that. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for the suggestions. Black Watch, keep working on the comedy, brother. You're doing pretty good. Talk to you later.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so here's my email address on screen. So please, yes, Chris, go ahead and send your question. Now, I do like to give relevant answers to questions in video. So depending upon what your question is, I'll give it to you through one of my other videos, or I do expect to be on a live stream again tomorrow on the subject of Windows 11, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So if you want to come in and chat then and ask it, please do, and you'll know by then that it's that you're going to get a good, fair answer. All right, then if anyone else wants to send me an email to request a session, a Zoom session, live stream, please, I'd love that. I have room for more of those. And other than that, I'll catch you later. All right, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate your involvement to no end. And what do I punch? Oh, this button. Okay, have a great day. See you later. Bye.